Pickleball's biggest movie just came out on Apple TV, and we got to interview one of the country line extra dancers in the movie. The Dink is produced by no other than Ben Stiller. It's not public, but a movie like this has an estimated budget of $15 to $30 million. That country line extra dancer's name is Gabrielle Tenney.
When you're cast as a dancer, your job is to dance the entire time. So you have a full work day, 8 hours.
To give you an idea who Gabby is, she has over 1 million plus views teaching people across the world how to country line dance.
So the thing is, when we're filming, none of that's actually happening. The music is not on at all. We're actually dancing the entire time to no music. Like challenging.
So we got to interview her and ask her questions of what it's like to actually film on a real pickleball movie set.
I don't think that I even knew what the movie was about, what it was called, till I got on set.
Welcome to the Pickleflix podcast. Awesome. Okay, so guys, really special treat for you today. So this is Gabrielle Tenney. Gabby, thank you so much for being with us today.
Yes, happy to be here.
Yeah. So I basically, guys, I worked with Gabby before, but Gabby is one of the, in my opinion, she's one of the leading country line dance influencers. She's taught millions and millions of people how to country line dance. Can you just briefly tell us your background before we get into the Dink country line dancing?
Yeah. No, I mean, what a crossover episode. I teach in person. I have weekly gigs that I teach like all over Orange County, Temecula, San Diego area. And then I also, as a side hobby as well, I have tutorials of every line dance you could ever think of. So I have over 300 tutorials on different line dances. So if you don't know anything about the community, we like universally, we do all these dances, and that's why it reaches millions of people. I think that's probably accurate, millions of people. Line dancing around the world, and these line dances are, like I said, universal. There's choreography that we do anywhere, and so I
Yeah.
just have tutorials on how the dances go so that people feel comfy before they get on the dance floor. So I do in person and online.
So, just guys, a little background. So picture this. I'm filming Gabby. We're doing dance lesson tutorials for our local country bar at the
Mhm.
Stampede. And she comes to me and she's like, "Hey, Jordan, I know you're into pickleball. You made your pickleball movie. I just was in a pickleball movie called The Dink." And I was like, "You gotta be kidding me. What happened?" Then she's like, "I can't tell you anything." I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "I legally can't tell you anything, but I was in a country line dance scene that I can tell you." And I was so excited. And then I texted you last Friday when it came out, and you haven't even seen your own movie yet.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Let me know if I'm in it," because as an extra, guys, you're kind of in the background, and they film a ton of scenes, and it's kind of the luck of the draw. Are you gonna be in this angle? Are you gonna be in this angle? And when I saw you, I was like cheering, and everyone's like, "Why are you why are you cheering?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"That's Gabby, dude."
Yeah.
And then I texted you, and you're like, "Yeah." Then you had a watch party of like
Yeah.
30 girls and yeah, everyone, and you guys were like, "So tell me your reaction as soon as you saw the entire sequence of the country dancing."
Yeah. Well, so when we film the scene, we know a little bit about the movie, and they kind of brief us on what's going on, because there
Yeah.
were times where we did kind of have to act. Like, we're not actors. We were hired as dancers in the background, and they did come over to us and tell us like a little bit of the storyline, because they did have a moment where they had us like, okay, she's gonna come in and she's meeting her ex, and her ex has a new girlfriend, and the ex-husband got the friends in the divorce. So she's showing up and everyone's kind of surprised. So they were like, we need everybody in the bar to be like, everybody's eyeballs are on her. But like, oh, can't
Mm.
believe she came here and all that stuff. Like, so we actually had to act a little bit, and that tells us a little bit about the storyline. But in our watch party, seeing it all unfold, it's like, I know that the movie's about pickleball, and it was really introduced that way, like the beginning of the movie. And then once she mentioned that she has to see her ex at an event that she goes to every year, I was like, you guys, I started telling everyone, I'm like, I think that's the honky tonk because I remember it being like, I thought it was a fundraiser that they just like end up at, but I was like, no, I think that's the location that they're going to go to. And so I like warned everybody that that was the case. So that's how it all unfolded.
Wait, so yeah, the is that you're talking about the location itself? The honky tonk is the location?
Well, when she said, like, oh, I have to go with I have to see my ex at this event that we go to every year. I
Right.
was like, wait, I think that's where this will all unfold because I don't know the whole storyline of the movie. Like, I just filmed the one scene where they come into the honky tonk, and I think in the movie it's like maybe 90 seconds that they're in there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, just figuring out the whole storyline. It was like once they arrived, we like paused and made sure everyone was like ready and stuff to watch.
So tell me how you got casted exactly. Did they see your videos? I already asked you this, but tell the audience like you like yeah, just kind of walk us through it
Yeah.
like how it came to fruition.
I might have provided that as resources, but no, I saw a casting call. Someone sent me a casting call thing, and I know that I filled something out and applied, and like maybe I sent some information about that, but that isn't like I'm sure that's not why. They were looking for a variety of like genders, ages,
Yeah,
dance styles to just like represent what you would see at any bar is like
right. Yeah,
an
yeah.
open. But yeah, I don't think they saw or I didn't I might have just proactively sent that, but I don't they didn't reach out to me.
Yeah, okay. I mean, they just like, oh, by the way, we just happened to get an extra who's like one of the leading line dancers. Like that helps a lot. Like the fact that you're promoting the movie
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, very cool.
So, you got the call, you got an email, you got a text. Is it a call? They say you're in? How does that work?
I Yeah, I'm pretty sure an email. There's a system where honestly anybody as an extra can sign up for, and then they probably have different skill sets based on that
Yeah.
because yeah, I haven't gone back to like the portal that I got set up on, but I want to and see if I can dance in some more movies. But it is like a it is a task. Like if you think about how like some extras are cast to be like bar goers,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
sit
yeah.
at a bar and like drink a beer.
Yeah.
But when you're cast as a dancer, your job is to dance the entire time. So if you have a full work day, 8 hours, we did dance for 8 hours. And I mean, again, the scene was probably 90 seconds, but it was like that's what it takes.
Yeah. Yeah. Because obviously, like, I've filmed your tutorials. You're very thorough in like, how you do things. And then you come to that set and the song, it's Cowgirl by, I forget who, but
Yeah, Michael Warren, that he was
yeah.
actually there. They flew him out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
even cooler. So,
Yeah.
like, just from filming, your tutorials, I noticed that like they have close-ups of the hammer, right? The guy, his name's Jake Johnson. He's
Mhm.
dancing with what's the girl's name I have it written down here? She's the girl,
Mary.
Mary, yeah.
Hmm.
And there's close-ups, and then it cuts to your scene. When I saw you, it's now like 15 extras doing the choreograph. So
Hmm.
like, do you like the way they cut that together from is it going to the beat of the cowgirl song? Is it still like, in your opinion, from editing so many line dance tutorials, do you like the way they cut that sequence together?
Yeah. So that's an interesting question because there's some background that like I wasn't expecting because I've never done this before.
Yeah.
So when we're filming, like yeah, the artist is there, they're a live band on stage, and we're on the dance floor doing line dancing, two-stepping, going around the circle, what you would see in a bar setting or a honky tonk. So the thing is, when we're filming, none of that's actually happening. The music is not on at all. We're actually dancing the entire time to no music.
Okay.
We are dancing to a drum beat. I think there's
Wow.
like a little thump in the whole place. Like they really need it super quiet. Then they cue us in with music, it fades out, and then we just dance for 8 hours to a little thump. Um, so yeah, I like challenging, but I
Yeah.
don't think that anything looked super off. The thing that what they the scene that you're describing is like the two main characters are dancing with us. They don't have a line dance experience, and it wasn't like the vibe to teach them how to do it. So actually what the director had us do was line up and we were following their cues. So we
Mm,
were like just grooving and
okay.
copying whatever they were doing because
Ah,
that's how it kind of looked like we were all doing the same thing.
yeah.
We at that point we weren't line dancing anymore. We did that like in the background at the beginning of the scene, and then we were going around them when there was like when they were together in the middle.
Right. Yeah, yeah. So okay, you basically don't want to like be an expert and then makes them not look like an expert. But if you meet them where they're at, then your eyes aren't going to say, "Wow, that background person's killing it," and it's not going to distract them. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, because it just wasn't the storyline. If the storyline was like, oh, look at those line dancers over there, they're doing stuff like
Yeah.
all synchronized.
Right. Right.
They were like part of they were like join in, like let's all film a scene where we're like having a good time all together.
Yeah.
And so that was just like kind of goofing around. So we were line dancing at one point and we were goofing around at another point, and then the progressive like two step in a circle
Hmm.
was really like most of the scene that you could see.
When there's no music and
Yeah.
you're dancing to just like a beat,
Yeah.
your energy, I would assume you have to like bring the smiles, bring the
Yeah.
energy, and then when there's no music, is
Yeah.
that challenging? Is that weird and awkward?
Oh yeah, because again, like that's not what I would expect at all. Like in going into this,
Yeah,
it was my first time, and that is the reality. Is like, yeah, and we prepped two dances that we just repped the
yeah,
entire time, and yeah, the energy has to be high,
yeah.
and there's no music on.
Well, yeah, I've seen like party scenes, and I've been on set on one. There's like, yeah, everyone's just doing this. There's no music, and then the
Hmm.
actors have to talk, and they have the boom
Hmm.
operators get. So that's how it is, and it's weird being
Yeah,
extra when you're just like raging, but there's no music, and that's
yeah.
I didn't expect that on that set. So when the scenes where they're actually playing the song, I would assume though he's playing in that, right? He's not just strumming like,
No, they weren't.
oh my
They
God.
weren't. No.
Stop. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
movie magic for you.
Yeah. I mean, we got to like communicate. Oh, the band was they weren't even a real band. They were just they were piecemealed together. And
Wow.
the artist of the song Cowgirl, Michael Warren, he
Yeah.
was there, but he was lip syncing, and then the band was just random people and
Yeah.
they were fake playing the instruments.
I mean, yeah, that does make sense. I was hoping you would did they at least like when it was wrapped up, did you guys have like an actual like song? You guys like we did it and have like a dance off like party?
So we actually like did have time in our location, our like set location before we started filming. We probably arrived like 10 a.m. on set and
Wow.
probably didn't get like we arrived in other locations earlier than 10 a.m. But I'd say we probably got there at 10 a.m. and then by like 2 or 3 was when we were actually filming. So we had a
Okay.
bunch of time to go in there and like get used to the environment. We were practicing a lot of dances like
Yeah.
with music on. The band might have gone separately from us. They might have like already been in there or whatever, but
Yeah,
they
yeah,
were
yeah.
like there was someone who was in charge of the dancers and would bring us in and take us out. And so everybody has a little time on set to like get comfortable with the environment because there are like over 100 people. I would say maybe even close to 200 people in this very tiny space, and everybody has to kind of like know where they go. And so we did it like in sections a little bit, and then it was the full like filming probably was definitely the afternoon. And we went till like 11 p.m. and we did like a that's a wrap kind of thing. But
Yeah.
it's like it's a very long day.
You know, it's interesting because the scene is that takes place at nighttime, right? And you're saying you started at 2 p.m. So it's like they would have to like, I would assume, black out the
I
windows.
think they might have, but that place is also very dark.
Okay, okay.
But
Now,
yeah, they might have.
you said you were at a couple locations. I'm assuming they did your hair and makeup, or was that your responsibility?
It was ours. I did get a wardrobe. So
Okay.
they gave us information about what to wear and the stuff like the vibe that they're going for is like
Yeah.
country honky tonk. And I did arrive in denim shorts and like a top that you've seen me film tutorials
The
at Stampede
classics.
in
Yeah.
and cowboy boots. So that was good. And then I think there is like an element to girls in dresses on movie sets is probably like more what your eyes would expect for like a background kind of character.
Yeah.
And I was one of the first extras to arrive, and I went over to wardrobe and they gave me a dress. And so that was cool because I really liked what I had on. But yeah, so that wasn't mine. They gave it to me and then I had to give it back. But hair and makeup, yeah, no, it's that's our responsibility.
So the
And a lot of
location
people were wearing their own clothes, so
So the location, the where they give the dress, is that a separate location? That's like the
yeah. So there's like the place where there's a place where you park, then you get shuttled over to a place that's
wow.
like I forget what they call it, but yeah, they have some catering there. They had like a breakfast burrito truck and coffee. You check in, you like fill out paperwork, you get wardrobe. There's yeah, changing room and all this stuff, and it's oh they call it holding. So they had us there for a little bit, and then they shuttle us to the location, but even the location, there's sort of like two rooms. There's like, I'd call it like a break room,
Yeah.
and then the set. And then at some point, we also were shuttled over to another catering location and to eat dinner.
Yeah.
They call it lunch. But it was dinner time.
Yeah.
I think it was like 8 p.m. or something. And then because I also thought that was interesting. It's like a small detail, but I was like, they were like, let's break for lunch, and it was like 8 p.m. So then they shuttled us back to set. We finished, and then they shuttled us back to the holding, and that was where we like I gave back the dress. People like you check out or whatever,
Okay.
and then they shuttle us over to then our cars.
Wow. Now, obviously, you're used to dancing consistently for hours and hours and hours 'cause that's what you do.
Yeah.
But, is it still tiring just dancing the whole entire time and like keeping that energy up and kind of dancing awkwardly with no song? Was that like draining?
Yeah. Oh, it was very exhausting. And the whole time and I was trying to absorb like much more than just that. Like, I was so fascinated by like the film crew. They are all in like Western wear for there's a possibility you see them in a shot. And you
Mm.
did. Like, I made my friends pause it and I was like, that was the guy that was in charge of us for he's like line dancers over here, line
Yeah.
dancers over here, line dancers break. And he was like, there's a scene where I was like, pause, and he's just sitting at the bar, but he's like in the Western attire like the extras because like the film crew you see them in shots. And so I was just like trying to figure out who's who. There were times where like in between takes, you can really like chat with people around and just how it was all set up or where your spot was. Like we were close to the stage where the artist was, so that's how we met the artist. But I
Nice.
imagine like people on the other side of like there were, bartender extras, like they probably never, we didn't interact with them because they were all the way over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just trying to absorb everything. And the movie stars are in there too. And it's like they have makeup artists in between every single take, like every single take,
Yeah.
the makeup artists do that. And the main director is in there. He has his director chair. I was trying to figure out like who is in charge after him kind of thing. Like, but also, yes, the dancing is exhausting. The no music, the like even thinking about like the fact that this is gonna be like a movie,
Yeah.
that you'll
Yeah.
be in. So yeah, but it was so worth it. Like it was a very long day, exhausting. Yeah, even if you dance all night at Stampede, like it really takes like a different sort of mindset that is like you're a working professional,
Yeah.
you're here all day, you don't get to choose when you're done, they choose for
Yeah. Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
It's a different mindset.
Like obviously, I'm sure by that time you did some research on pickleball while you're filming it. I mean, did you know a lot about pickleball before you applied for the scene, or were you like, did you know it was the fastest growing sport in the world, and this was like the very first of pickleball movie?
I learned a lot of that from you, but I don't think that I even knew what the movie was about, what it was called,
Wow.
or anything like that till I got on set.
My gosh.
Yeah, and
Wild.
it's just like a luck of the draw because
Yeah.
like I think it's yeah, if it's the first big movie on pickleball and it's, it describes how like pickleball is like taking over the tennis court. It's like it describes that in the
Yeah.
movie. It's just luck of the draw. Like I think the movie is really funny and a good film. And I think like the fact that it's on Apple TV, I just think it
Yeah.
has like a lot of credibility.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
What I didn't even know like Martin Kove, who's one of my favorite actors of all time, Cobra Kai, like I'm a hardcore, fan of that show. Obviously the original Karate Kid. When you
Yeah.
see that guy in real life, I've never met him in real life, but what was it like, being in the same room as him? Is he a nice guy?
I don't know that he was in that. Was he in that scene?
Yeah, he's the ex-husband of
Okay. Oh, well, so he
Marilyn,
never came up. So
Mary
like
Steenburgen.
really the location of how you saw the scene was like over there. She walks in, they have a
Yeah.
conversation, and then her and Mary and Jake,
Yep.
they come over to the dance floor. Like we never went over to him. So the only people we interacted with were the people who came over to us. And so I can only comment on Jake and Mary, and they were so nice and so funny. They both complimented our great dancing. And it's like they don't have to do that. Um, and, and then it's just like, yeah, I mean, they worked. It was really cool to see them all like work really hard,
Yeah.
do a bunch of takes, listen to the director. The director is directing them during their scene and they're like taking all those cues and like trying again and all this stuff and I'm 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 no actor but I think about like if all these people were watching me like it would just be there'd be a lot of pressure but I know it's their profession and what they
Yeah.
do but it's just you just feel like appreciative of what they do and the art and the talent.
Yeah, I mean, Elf and Step Brothers are obviously one of my favorites as well. And to have like her, I mean, they casted such a great cast for her. And then Jake, I don't really know, I didn't know of Jake. I know New Girl. I kept hearing New Girl.
Mhm.
But was that your first time meeting Jake Johnson? Like, or sorry, did you know who he was before because of
I
that
knew
movie?
who but both of them were. I think at some point I did know they were coming. And we thought Ben Stiller was coming too because we knew that he was producing it. But I did know of New Girl and then Step Brothers
Yeah,
Elf. Yes. That was like what I was like that's how I would reference it
yeah,
too. But no, I mean, yeah, I hadn't met them, and they're just both very lovely and, like I said, hard workers. But also, the whole crew was talking about how they're so funny and they're so nice,
yeah,
and I don't think they're just like saying that. Like, I think they really think that. It's like
yeah.
it felt like it was like a feel good set where everybody and the film crew did say that they had been on set for maybe 3 or 4 months, and this was like they were nearing the end, so they have been with these people for a long time.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, directors sometimes can, they're known to be either a good director or a bad director. A bad director gets mad quickly, or a good director is a good leader. You know, this this director, you said just a feel good set. He made everyone feel like good.
Yeah.
Was did you get to like kind of like observe him how his leadership, being a director was?
Yeah, I mean, I saw it at first. I think at first we pretty much filmed it in order that you see it.
Yeah.
And at first, he's way over there, and we don't even like. I didn't even know who he was until he came closer, and he has like literally his director's chair. And so from there, and I'm observing. I did get to watch quite a bit where he is like specifically working with Mary, and he's like, try it again this way. Now I want you to try it again this way. And
Mm,
she's like accepting all these cues and like trying all these different versions. But
mm,
it's like everybody's too is like they're cracking up, and she's ad-libbing a little bit, and I just think that
mm.
that's really cool to see all of that like behind the scenes.
Yeah, I love it when directors can like talk to actors and it becomes a co-create. They're co-creating versus somebody
Yeah.
just ordering somebody what to do.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and he was like, maybe try something like this, and then she would try it like her interpretation of it.
Yeah.
And same with Jake, and he was so funny. Everyone was like belly laughing at him, and it was really funny. Yeah.
You know, the country bar scene like is one of the most important scenes of the movies because it's where like the hero kind of loses a friend,
Hmm.
right? It's the friend zone scene. And
Yeah.
but I was literally like my ribs were hurting when, they basically break up as a friend because she doesn't look at him as a romantic partner.
Yeah.
He walks away, and all of a sudden there's a random cowboy who says, "Hey man, even cowboys get friend zoned." And I was like the randomness of that thing, I was literally laughing my ass off. Were you on set for that scene or were you gone by that time?
Well, I don't know when that was because that was
Okay.
in the parking lot,
Yeah.
but there were times where we were like in a break room or on set without them. Like we were practicing a bunch like at one point. And so they arrived on set at some point, like
Okay.
midway through. There's so much logistics that happen throughout it all. So I don't know when they filmed that, but we
Wow.
weren't around. But they must have been like holding us somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, that part was just absolutely hilarious. And then
Yes.
honestly, like after you've watched this movie, it was, Ben Stiller obviously is the producer.
Yeah.
Dodgeball, one of my favorite movies of all
Yeah.
time. And I honestly was like laughing my ass off consistently. Like I was like, this is a really, really funny movie.
Yeah.
And I usually it's been a while since I had that, but I'm also like a hardcore pickleball player, and I was honest with my kind of like subscribers. I'm like, listen, if you're like a hardcore pickleball player, the pickleball scenes actually are not that good. It's like very, very
Okay.
beginner stuff.
Yeah.
And you might be disappointed if you're going to this thinking like this could be good pickleball scenes. But if you're going to this and to laugh, like it's like a 9 out of 10. I thought it was like the randomness and the quick like Ben Stiller's like being a creepy doctor was hilarious. Like
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that scene. Were you finding yourself like do you like were you like really happy with the entire like product of the movie? Were you laughing consistently?
Yeah. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was funny. I thought it was like a good length. I
Yeah,
like again the Apple TV I think has that credibility that is just cool to be a part of. Like didn't that honestly was probably what took so long because we filmed this over like almost 2 years ago.
yeah,
And I think that probably was a holdup and obviously not something that I didn't know it would end up on Apple TV. But um, yeah, just like the characters in it, it was a good mix of all the things that you would want for one of those. Like, yeah, it's been a while since we've gotten one of those, and it was
yeah.
just cool that we were part of it. But everybody who's like seen it and messaged me was like actually enjoyed the movie too and wasn't just watching to like maybe that's what got them there, but
Yeah.
they watched the whole movie and were like they enjoyed the movie.
What was your favorite part or just give me like one of your favorite scenes besides the country bar scene that you actually really enjoyed that you found yourself laughing pretty hard?
Well, it's Yeah, we did a watch party, and so there were like 25 of us in my living room. And so, but actually for that, like we were pretty engaged in the movie. Like you could easily like find yourselves inside conversations, and we're not in a movie theater, but it's like there are a lot of us. I mean, we always were cracking up whenever the the character's name's Gail and the
Yeah,
other
she
lady.
keeps pickleball bitch. She keeps saying that line.
That stuff was like really cracking us up when they
Yeah.
were first getting started with the two partners.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time they came on the scene, we were pretty much cracking up.
The
Well,
stretches
but
they
because
did.
also like a lot of us that got together we are like we met through line dancing,
Yeah.
and all walks of life, all different times, like met each other. Like
Yeah.
even we had a one of the girls that came, like we met her 2 weeks ago. There's people who we met when we first arrived, like over 2 years ago in Southern California. So people that we've like just had this line dance journey with. And I think that like kind of resonated because there was a scene where they were like, how do you guys all know each other? You know, that's what he was asking them right after they played for the first time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
she was like, oh, she was my lawyer or whatever. And it's like, that's kind of how we all get connected is like, I imagine if someone came into our community, they'd be like, how do y'all know each other? And it's like so random. But that's just like, it just was relatable to us. So yeah, we were
Yeah.
having a good time because we have our own characters in our own group. Like we have those people that would
Yeah.
just, or like have that personality.
Yeah, yeah. Pickleball brings so many different like walks of life. That's why I was
Mhm.
laughing all the different characters, the grunters, this person, that person. And
Yeah.
then I think when I was talking to you about like just country line dancing and then the way that it's you even told me it's exponentially been growing as well because I
Yeah.
think you said like back in the day it wasn't as popular, but now it's like ripping. Is that kind of like is that accurate if I remember you saying that?
That's my take. And I
Yeah,
really even feel like it's just kind of scratching the surface because it is something that's like any age, any level, any
yeah,
style, any background, like you can do this. And
yeah,
so if like it just takes a little bit of like there's misconceptions about it. So we have to overcome those if we want people in there. There's like proximity. Are you close to a place that has it? And just uh that not, like then there's the enjoyment and all that stuff and like then staying and doing it. But it's like I think a lot of people are able to do it. It's like accessible for a lot of people. So that's why it's like I feel like we've only scratched the surface, but it's
yeah,
very attainable because it's like low impact. You really don't even need other people to practice. You can practice at home, which is
yeah.
where I offer like resources for people. It is fun to do in a group in a community, but it's like this like universal language that, like I said, all around the world, people
Yeah.
are like doing this style of dance. We're all doing the same dance, so it is cool to communicate this language through dancing,
Yeah.
even if you don't have a dance background, even if you haven't been doing it for years and years. Like you can do that almost immediately. So
Yeah. You're basically describing pickleball because like
yeah,
it's like a
yeah,
language now. Like it's 24 million Americans. 1 out of 4 people play it, and it's now it's like with the movie kind of brings country dancing and pickleball together for the first time.
yeah, yeah,
And I obviously like the reason why I always was like the country line dance community is because they're active people and they're just like there's just good people and then pickleball players like the active people they're just like good people like anyone
yeah,
who just likes to dance or move with
yeah,
other people like are just like I don't know in my opinion just better people to be around.
yeah, yeah.
So I think it's so cool. Now, were you never tried pickleball yet, right?
Not like just recreationally
Oh, you finally did it?
bopping around, like just hitting.
Okay, wait, so what was your first experience? Like after the movie, you're like, I'm gonna try it now or before?
Maybe after I've filmed it,
Okay.
but not in the past couple days. Um, yeah, I mean, like I see the similarity where it's like it's low key enough that you can like it's sustainable to do for a long time.
Yeah.
it's fun and like it's all different sorts of people and styles and backgrounds. And so I definitely see it's similar to line dancing in that sense of like the the community that it brings and stuff. But yeah, no, I need to get out there more and um it is interesting because it's like outdoors versus indoors.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean,
I
now
gotta
you
get a
guys.
whole new wardrobe for that.
All right, so all right, tell all the the pickleball community if they want to start learning line dancing at a very beginner level,
Yes.
what's the easiest resource to connect with you and start learning?
Yeah. So definitely my YouTube channel. It's Gabrielle Tenney, Tenney. That has 300 line dance tutorials, but they're all levels. So I do organize my videos, playlists, categories, easy, medium, and hard, or intermediate
Yeah.
and advanced. And so you can really start with at least 20 to 50 line dances that are super easy, and you can choose a song that you really like. It's not always country, it's sometimes country. So I think that would be like a really good place for someone to start. I walk you through all the steps and sort of the how line dancing works because you learn some choreography and then you just repeat for the whole song. So it's not a ton to memorize. And then as you progress, there's intermediate, there's super advanced. And so it's just really for everyone's on a different journey. So that, and then I teach in person and I post a lot about like other resources that are available. So it's the same handle, Gabrielle Tenney, on Instagram, TikTok, and that's a good resource as well.
And like for pickleballers, whenever there's a new person that comes in, we always tell them like, there's beginner courts, there's intermediate, and then there's advanced courts. Whenever you go to like usually a facility, an outside club, inside club, when you go to a country bar, like that's the pickleball court, if you were to
Yeah,
make the analogy, what do you like, is there like do you recommend like for the ultra beginner, obviously each country bar, you taught me this, has its own like kind of twist on stuff. Can you just
yeah,
debunk that real fast? What's it like and what do you recommend for ultra beginners when they first want to go out and actually go to a court, a pickleball club or a country club?
yeah. When they go to their court, their local court, you're right. I'd say every place you go, you will see if you're like there the whole time and on time in between where this like happens, you will see a lesson and you will see what's possible. So when that happens throughout a night at whatever court you go to, is different. The style of dances, the preferred dances, the lessons, all of the instructor, that's all different, but you'll probably see that anywhere you go. And then from there, like people just start creating their own portfolio, whether that's like a list of dances they want to learn, whether that's a list of songs that they kind of captured from being there. Like that you really like if you're into it, you just naturally start taking notes and you meet people, you share notes, and then from there, like a lot of us learn at home on our own time because we want to like do other dances
Yeah,
and they're not always taught. So we do like spend some time outside of it. It's just like if you wanted to improve in pickleball, you'd do a private or you'd practice with outside of like your core group or something. So it's
right.
similar to that. Another area that I think is good for somebody wanting to get involved or a beginner, I do throw an event that is specific to it's a weekend workshop. It's sort of like a festival feel, but it's a full weekend of
Mm,
just dancing and it has lessons, it has that social dancing. So if you like don't find yourself at these bars right away. If you come to the event for the first time, you're going to learn some line dances and you're going to see what it would be like to go to, your local honky tonk. And so, yeah, I have staff there that teaches line dancing for beginners, intermediate, advanced, partner dancing. There's open dancing where you can like practice some of the things you learned
Yeah.
or see some other stuff or pick up some dances on the dance floor. But I mean, the main thing is like trying. That's how you're gonna like learn and see how your learning style is because some people learn best by taking a full lesson, getting all the details. Other people, they can't, like I've seen people that can't focus during a lesson,
Mm.
so they don't take them. They sit down and they're like, they pop up when the music comes on. Some people
Okay.
like learn better when the
Yeah.
music is on. And it's like, we when you and I have worked together, we film like both of those options because some people like do not learn with my words speaking them. They're like, I don't want that. They have to like move their body to
Yeah.
learn. So I like that I try to create resources that like cover all of those different learning styles, but you're not going to know your learning style until you like get out there and know what's possible. So it's really just like trying.
And that weekend workshop is like something that they go on your YouTube channel, and there's a link to the weekend workshop in your description of your videos.
Yeah, so the event is called The Club and it's totally like linked in my bio. You should be able to find it
Okay.
everywhere. We have a separate Instagram account where we announce everything, but dancingwiththeclub.com is like our main site where there's tickets, FAQs, merch,
Wow. Nice.
anything that you want to know about that. So
That's still
that's
cool.
also
Yeah.
a great place for people who like want to know how to get involved and aren't sure how. This is like it's not like a reset, but it's a celebration of dancing. If like you want to get involved, that might be a good place to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, congratulations again for being in one of the most fastest growing sports in the world and making a mark on the first pickleball movie. That's a pretty cool thing to
Thank
put on the
you.
resume.
Yeah, I think I will. No, thank you so much.
All right, guys. Well, check out Gabby, and Gabby, thanks again for talking today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. Have a good one.